Do a quick audio check here before we get started. If someone could let me know in the chat box that you can hear me and you can see my screen, then we'll get started right away. Awesome. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate that. And I got your email. I got your information. I just haven't had a chance to reply yet. I'm getting everything set up. So I'll be getting back to you a little bit later this afternoon once everything is set up. So thank you for your patience. I appreciate it. All right, let me get this recording going and we're off to the races. All right, hello everyone. Welcome to MT4 Professional. My name is Randy Lindsay. I'm co-host of today's presentation. Joining me today also is Claudio Cardinal. I'll go through and introduce us a little bit, but the topic of today is going to be the live market scanner, of course. We're going to be going over information and details about what a scanner is and the #1 scanner on MT4 today, which is MT4 Professional. So before we get going, I just want to let you know there are some disclaimers with regards to trading in Forex and other accounts. Make sure that you know that we don't give trading advice, but what we do is we've prepared information to help you set your signals and information up as needed. So just want to make sure I presented that information to you. I'm a trade coach and operations director here at MT4 Professional. Claudio is our product development director, and he is our tech guru. All things technology related go through Claudio. He's the brains behind the software as well. So don't complain to me, complain to Claudio. No, there's no reason to complain because it's awesome. MT4 Professional is made for us. We're traders. We trade these markets just like you. So we want to make sure we share everything with you that we come across. What we're going to come over today, the market scanner. What is MT4 Professional? You probably will have some questions with regards to that. We're going to go through a live demonstration, spend a lot of time on the platform showing you exactly how things work. And then at the end, I want to make you a very special offer to get started using MT4 Professional today. And of course, all throughout the session, we'll be answering any of your questions or feedback that you have. So what is a market scanner and what does it do? Well, think about all the different instruments and symbols on the network. That's 20 CFDs, 50 Forex pairs, 9 time frames. So if you add it all up, it's about 630 different combinations. Do you have the wherewithal to check every single one of those for all of your related criteria and rule sets and not miss anything? I don't think so. I don't know anybody that can do that. Well, maybe Superman could, but I don't see him around. Anyway, trading on different instruments is important. Trading on multiple time frames improves the probabilities. So if you had something that could go through the markets and scan for you, that would be a really good solution. So what is a market scanner in general? Well, a scanner will go through and scan automatically the entire market that you have selected, any custom role that you have established based upon indicators that you already have. So a lot of you have standard indicators, you have custom indicators. Whatever the indicator it is, you can set it up and use it with a scanner to identify technical changes in either the bullish or the bearish direction of a market. You know, a good example for that is to see a moving average cross. Moving average cross is a simple technique that looks for a bullish cross, which is a fast moving average over a slow moving average, or a bearish cross, which is looking for a fast moving average under a slow moving average. MA15 and an MA30 is a good example. Maybe a scanner would ideally return to us a real simple bullish bearish indication, like a signal. If it's a bullish cross, I want to see green. If it's a bearish cross, I want to see red across any symbol that I'm looking for. So that ideally would be just what I'm looking for in a market scanner. What about trading with multiple time frames as well? I had shown you previously that we were looking at 2 different time frames, a 1 minute and a 1 hour, but why would you even want to use multiple time frames? Well, did you know that trading in multiple time frames increases your probability of a successful trade? Well, it's due to correlation. All right, so by looking at the longer term trend, you can see that the shorter term trends are correlated with it, but only for the duration of the longer term trend. Notice that it goes up more than it corrects, okay? And then during the correction, it corrects down further. The same with the smaller time frames. You can see they're noisier, but the overall direction of these movements are all still going to be in line with the longer term trend. So by checking and identifying or validating your trades with a multiple time frame analysis, your trades will be in harmony with the longer term trend, and the result will be a higher probability, lower risk trade for you, the trader. So if a market scanner had the ability to search for all the setups based upon my rules, and it could be verified with multiple time frame analysis, that too would be extremely valuable. So on MT4 and MT5, a lot of brokers only work with these, and so we're giving you access to these commission rates. We're using a lot of custom indicators that are already developed on MT4 and MT5. So if we only had a good market scanner on these platforms, that would just be gravy, right? But the problem was you couldn't really find one. You know, as professional traders, we want to use the best tools available, but when we looked to find scanners on MT4 or MT5, we just couldn't find any. They were either too complex to configure, the ones we did find, they were high programming skills were required, unstable, single tool, a lot of them were incompatible with standard indicators. The problem was it had a lot of issues. And so what we ended up doing was made our own. We decided MT4Professional was the way to go. Right now, MT4Professional is the #1 market scanner on both MT4 and MT5 because it's an automatic tool that scans and searches the markets for your trade settings, your setups. They match your specific criteria. So when you find a good setup, MT4Professional allows you to change and to look at technical analysis and enable multiple time frame analysis so that you can see exactly when the details occur. So using the charts, it helps you to set up and identify the rules you're going to use, and then you program them into the scanner so that it does it all for you automatically. Okay. Oh, that's nice. But let's get into some live demonstrations here. And um, let's see. Okay, I'm using the wrong one. So yeah, looks like Claudia wants to throw a poll up, and that's fine. Um, how can the market scanner best benefit you as a trader? Before I get into these things. So I appreciate that, Claudia. Thanks for letting me know. I may not have the poll slides put in. He's saying I might be even using the wrong deck. That's okay. We'll get a loss. I guess when the poll is done, you'll show the results. Is that true? Nah, that's true. Wow, equally divided. Some people don't want to miss trades. Some want to waste less time. Some want a better chance of finding the high probability trades. Some people just don't know. Well, because the scanner is just too new for you. That's okay. This is a pretty equal audience, so let's go through and see what else we've got. Are there any other polls before I start bringing my platform up, Claudio? No, thank you. All right, well, let's take a very quick look. What you'll see when you launch MT4Professional is this. I'm gonna go out and go to a different setup. This is outside of MT4Professional. It's just a regular standard chart layout. If I were to go into my MT4Professional profile, which I have set up specifically for this, then you can see you'll come up with a nice clean blank chart, and you'll come up with a window that's asking you to load a configuration. If this is your very first time to launch it, then you'll log in with your login and password that we give you. It's the same login and password for the members area as well, just for your ease. you'll get a list of presets, okay? You'll see a list of presets on your computer that show all of the configurations that we've already done for you. Any of these configurations can be clicked on and loaded. Very easy to do. All of the ones that you see above here are ones that I've created. So separate that from those. You simply click on one of these and hit the load button. Notice that you can't edit it. Now that's done on on purpose, because we want to save these as templates for you to use in the future. So if you want to use one of these templates, just create your custom configuration here, just by simply clicking on this button. Then you get the same list, and you can use any of your previous ones that you've created, or you can go down to the ones that come default. You can select it. And if you click yes, then it will automatically create a workspace made specifically for you that you can edit. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel out of that. And I'm going to cancel out of that as well, because I don't really want to recreate one, because I already have it right here. And I'm going to go ahead and see, once it's created, then all you have to do is click the edit button, and it allows you to edit it. But let's load it just to see what it looks like. What it does, it sets up a chart layout that I've designed and a scanner layout that I've put together based on my rules. What the rule is if you see this moving average, it's a 15-period exponential moving average. And I'm looking at price relative to that moving average. Anytime price closes above this moving average, I want to see a green signal. Anytime it closes below, I want to see a red signal. Okay, very simple strategy. So when I look at it across multiple time frames, if I see this cross right here, and I'll see my crosshairs, I want to set this cross up right here at the setup. It looks like it's not right here. Let me reload it just to make sure. There we go. Right here is the first close. So I put my crosshairs right there. Notice that the crosshairs are the exact same position on all of my charts, showing the capability of multiple time frames. So when I see that close, if this were the very first bar I see on my chart, then I can look back and see that, okay, I'm already in a downtrend, and this is just simply within the trend. So notice the 30-minute never crossed over, it's just stayed under. Also, if you look at the hourly chart, it's the same. Price came up, never crossed, and continued under. So what happened was, on the euro US dollar, my 15-minute went green for a little bit, but the higher time frames stayed red. And then when this came back to red, in line with the long time trends, boom, that's the short I want to take. That's my trade entry. That's right. So when I see this mark right here, boom, these were already red. That's where I want to take the trade. And that trade resulted in a potential 50 pips, maybe even 60 pips trade for you. If you waited for the previous cross, then that would have given you at least 30 pips on the downside, and then another 20 pips if you continued the trade, because it gave you the same type of a setup the second time. Does that make sense? Well, that's the idea behind this. So let's look at how I have this set up. How did I set this up so that it looks at that and gave me these types of indications, and how I was able to use it with these types of advanced tools that we see. So click the Select Configuration button, brings you a very nice, easy to use, intuitive menu. This is the configuration that I have loaded right now. I want to edit it to show you the specifics of it. If I look at the chart setup, that's probably the easiest part. You can see that it's just a simple chart layout. I've got one big chart and then two small charts on the side. Okay, see how that is? One big chart and two on the side. I have it laid out just like this. So if I wanted to resize them, I can. Move them around, I can. It's, you can do whatever you want to with them. Put them in any position that you like. And then once you're done changing them around, you save it. Here I have the time frames. I can select and make any of these charts whatever time frame that I have available on MT4 or MT5. Of course, you'll have a lot more time frames on MT5. And then I have a template. This template is the EMA and price template, but if you click the plus sign, you can see you can load any template that you have already available on MT4 or MT5. So you simply take that template, select it, and load it up. And then notice it comes up in the pull-down menu as an option. See, I have both EMA and price. You can see all the other timeframes also have that as a menu available. And I just set those timeframes to the ones I want, make sure that I have the template loaded that I want, and then select the OK button to finish that out. If you want to add additional windows, click the Add button. Some charts are overlapping. That means that that new window I added is behind my H1. If I click the Tile button window, it automatically tiles them all so that they're all equally spaced on my charts. If I want them to be a certain configuration, if I add 2 more and I tile them, see, notice that they are in a 2 columns and 3 row setup. Well, if I wanted that set up so that I wanted only 2 rows, then it would change it so that I have 3 columns and 2 rows. Okay. If you want to just start over, then you hit the Clear All button and it removes all the charts, and you can just add the number of setups that you want. I clicked it 3 times. I want to move that to just regular tile. Okay. And so I have these setups like that. Now I want the bigger one over on the left. So I just simply switch these over here, move that one over, move that one up, and move this one down. And then move my time frames, make that the 15, 30, hourly. Template, EMA and price. See, it's smart. It remembered everything. Okay, and let's click OK, and I'm right back to where I started. Right. If I don't like any of the changes I made, just cancel out. Anytime you make any changes, always hit the Save button. A little check mark will appear, and then it'll go away. It just wanted to let you know that the setup was saved in the cloud and on your computer. This is for the chart setup. Over on the left is for the scanner panel setup. Within the scanner panel, you can edit the symbols or you can edit the scanner itself. The symbol lists are the simplest part. You just take and select any of the symbols on the left. If you left click and you hold down your shift key, then it allows you to do a group of ones. If you hold down the control key, then you can independently select. Once you have the list that you like, click the right arrow and it will automatically add those to your scanner list on the right. Say that you messed up and you didn't want to do that, we'll just hit the cancel button and then just go right back in again and edit it. Okay, it's very easy to do. Once you have this list over here on the right configured, this is the list that you have that you're going to trade from. If there's any one over there you don't like, hit the X button and it removes it. Otherwise, find one over here that you do want, click the arrow to the right to add it. If you're done, click OK and it will save it. Now go back to the scanner on the right, then this is the rule sets that you're able to put in. So if you have a moving average cross, or in this case, this 15 period exponential moving average relative to price, that's my main color rule. If I push this button, it's a pull down menu. It shows I only have one color rule. It's my main color rule, and it's turned on. If I want to turn it off, I just tick the button. See that? And on the right, you can see there's a little pencil icon. That allows you to change and edit your configurations. What I'm looking for is I'm looking to see if price is greater than my 15 period exponential moving average. That's my rule. I want to see it. Anytime I see a close greater than this, I want to see a green on the output. And if it's less than that average, I want to see a red on the output. Otherwise, by default, it will be yellow. So how did I load this? you can see there's a plus symbol here. These are the ones I have loaded, price and the MA15 exponential. But if you hit the plus sign, you can see that you have the choice of adding an indicator or inputting a constant value, i.e. if you want to check to see if your RSI is greater than 70. Yeah, then you can do that. You can load the RSI indicator, set it up, and then put in the constant value 70, and it'll allow you to do that comparison. So by looking at an indicator, I'm looking for the price indicator. So you can see price is available here. Within price, you can see I can look for the price, the open, close, high, or low. So I can look at the current value or look at any of these things. Okay, so say I wanted to look specifically at the close of price. I want to use that indicator. There's no indicators to set up, so I just say okay. Now, if I want to look at a previous value, say I wanted to look at the current closed price relative to the closed price 3 bars ago. Well, then I can simply shift this by 3 and it will compare, and then I can compare the current price with the closed price 3 bars ago. So I'll go ahead and select OK. And notice that closed price comes up with the number 3 after it, saying that it is 3 bars ago data. So now what I want to do is I want to go back to my price. I'll add a condition that says if current price is greater than the price closed 3 bars ago, that also is bullish. That means that tells me I've got a positive slope. That's the whole idea behind it, is you get a positive slope. This might be redundant because if your price closed greater than the slope, but the moving average itself still might be going down. So you do this comparison, that way you're checking on the close of the price, making sure that it's greater than the previous 3 bars ago. You could check it 5 bars ago or whatever, but it's just a check that you can put in to do. I just wanted to show you how easy that was. So now say, for example, I wanted to add another condition with another indicator. So select the indicator, look at trend indicators. You can see within trend, these are the standard MT4 operators. Here's where the moving average is. If I want to use that indicator, notice that I have it set up as a 15 period. In this case, by default, it's a simple moving average, but I want to make it exponential. And instead of making it a 15, I want to make it a 50. I'm looking at a 50 period exponential on close of price. It's the currently closed bar, so this is what I want to look at. So it's an MA50 exponential. So now if I wanted to, I'm going to put that back to price and add a condition where I'm looking at my 15 being greater than my 50. Okay. So not only do I have price closing above the 15, I'm also looking to make sure that the 15 is greater than 50. I could make it the 30 or whatever one I wanted. I'm just showing you that the ease of using any indicator that you've got and the ability to configure and do these types of smart conditions are very easy to do. Now that's just for the bullish condition. If I have the same conditions for the bearish side, then all I have to do is just do the same setup. I'm looking at, I want to make sure, oops, sorry, I hit the plus instead of pull down. You can see I have all the same operators already loaded. So then all I have to do is just pick the ones that I want. So I want price. I want price to be less than, in this case, what I want it to be less than, the close of 3 bars ago. And I want my MA15 to be also less than my 50 period MA. So I've got the exact same conditions now, much easier to do on 2 separate conditions. If I wanted to have a third condition, you can see if I expand this window, there's a box. If I click that box, I can have another condition. That was bullish, that was bearish. What if I had some other condition I wanted to check to see? Say, for example, I was between 2 values and I didn't want to check that, or if this one comes up. So you can see you can, once this is configured, you can continue to add or conditions each time it does it. Whenever MT4Professional goes through to do these calculations, it'll always start at condition set 1 first. If this is true, it will not go on to any of the other conditions. It'll always trigger. If this is false, then it will go and evaluate the second one. If that's false, it'll go and evaluate the third one. If the third one is false and they're all false, then by default, it'll print the default color that you see on the top. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and cancel out of this because I don't want to save any of those changes. You can also add color rules. So in this case, you see I have one certain color rule. If I want to have multiple color rules, then you click the plus sign and add a new condition of color. Notice that there aren't any things, but if I want to say, okay, price, if price is greater than, in this case, a new one, 15 period, I give it a name. If I don't want to use the 15 and the 30, then I can always set it up and give it a new name. So you can see the possibilities are endless on getting it going, okay? If you have a configuration you don't like and you want to get rid of it, there's a big red delete button right here. Just simply click the delete button and it'll say, do you sure you want to delete this? And of course, if you do, you can. Also, notice in the bottom right corner, there's a little, looks like a little sideways Mickey Mouse. Yeah, this is a share key. This allows you to share and with your configurations with all the other traders on the network. It's called our network trading setup. So that way, all the people that you work with, that you share these files with, are all on the same page as you. So you do all the hard work setting this up, then you send it off to all your trading buddies and share it all with them. Or say, for example, you have a really nice winning scanner and you want to make it available to someone else. That's all you got to do. Click this button, search for the person on the network that you want to send it to. You find the specific person that you want to send it to and click the share button. Okay. That's all you got to do. That's how easy it is. Any questions so far? So which period? Yeah, I think I already showed that, Kurt. 15 period. This is a 15 period. And these are also using 15 period. I showed you that as well. But I showed you how it could be set up to do all that. So now if we go to something a little more complex, let's look at another configuration where we're looking at something a little more complex. That's like a MACD and signal. So let's look at a MACD. See, what I'm doing is I'm looking at the moving average in price, and I'm also looking at a MACD crossover. Now you can look at a MACD in several different ways. One, you can look to see if the MACD is less than 0. Most cases, that's what you'll probably find. So let me scroll back in time to see right there. Notice that it went above 0 and then it came back down, and right at this point it crossed below 0. A lot of traders will see that point right there as, okay, that's a indication that the market's going down. But notice how lagged it is. Notice it came in right at the support of the previous swing. And it wasn't until it broke out, retested it, that it continued down. But that might or might not be a good test. Likewise with the signal, the MACD has a red signal line. And when it crosses down to less than 0, notice that it also is at not a really good point for a potential trade. But say that you had a rule that allowed you to compare the two. Say that you wanted to see if the signal line and the histogram switch. So when the histogram started to trade right here below the signal line, that looks like a much better trade signal. When it becomes weak, and when I see at this point, it didn't go negative until right here. But on this bar, my price closed above the exponential. So even though that's a good signal, it's not quite ready. So I'm waiting for the condition now where, boom, I get my first close under price and my histogram is below my signal line. This is a great trade to take. And it's verified with multiple indications, and you can also check multiple time frames to see if that is also valid. So at this point, you can see that the close is less than the moving average on the 30-minute. And you can also see in this point, let's see, the nope, it's the MACD is not quite below the histogram. I mean, the histogram is not quite below the signal line, so you'd have to wait until this point right here if you wanted to take that trade. So again, it got you in a little bit better, but you had to wait just a little bit. But you could see that the trend was already moving down and it was correcting in the direction that you wanted to go. So that's how you would use that specific signal. So let's look at this rule set to see how it was done. Looking at the scanner, then you can see I have a strong signal rule that says if my MACD, in this case it's a MACD signal line, if my signal line is greater than the base indicator, which is the histogram, and if the close is less than my 15-period exponential moving average, that is a valid sell signal. And the second condition is just the opposite. If the signal line is less than the MACD and the close is greater than, that's a bearish signal. And that's the exact same conditions that we had set up. And notice I have these indicators all looking at different values, but I've got the signal line, I've got the baseline, I've got my close price, and I've got the 15-period exponential. And I can just do any operation I want to with those variables. Now, if I needed to load another variable, then all I have to do is select from the categories which one I want to look at. Say that was the MACD, say I wanted to look at my relative strength. Okay, I got a 14-period RSI on close, current time frame. I set that up, and now you can see I've got my RSI loaded and ready to go. In this case, I'll put it back to the signal line, and I want to check to make sure that my RSI, okay, is less than a value. So in this case, I'll put a value in, say, what, 40? See? So if this occurs and I've got another indicator to go with it, it validates my conditions. And notice I can continue to do this for however complex your rule sets are. There's no limitation to that. And once you have this one configured, you can do that for a bullish condition. I have them set up so that I'm looking at potential swing areas. So I'm looking at bullish, bearish, slightly bullish, or slightly bearish. So I want to see those setups and conditions because I want to be ready when the trades start to set up. So if it's an extremely bearish trade and then it starts to flatten out or turn, it'll become slightly bearish. I want to know that. And then when it becomes slightly bullish, I want to know that too. It shows me the transition process between a bear and a bull. If they're extremely violent, they go straight from red to green, and then I want to know that too. So the conditions can be set up to do that. And notice that each one of these boxes identify a different time frame. So I have a 15-minute scan and I have a 30-minute scan. And notice that they're using the same rules for each because that's the only rule I have set up. Okay. And when you deselect that, the signal goes away. Now say, for example, that you want to show a specific indicator, okay? Then the value of the indicator will be printed on the screen as well. So what do I mean by that? That means that over here on the right, in the field that you see right here, the value of the indicator can be printed on the screen and displayed for you. So that you don't have any limitations on what you want to do or what you want to see. If you see a certain indicator value that's going over 70%, you want to see that, and it'll print it on the screen. You can even color it green if you wanted to. So it's all, you have that capability to set it up. Okay. And the name If you put a name in here, then the name by default is going to be the period of the column. So see, notice that each one of these columns are named by the period they represent. But if you want to put a different name on there, you can do that as well. You don't have to have just the time frame name. You can put any name on there that you want. Okay. So you go back in and edit the configuration and the setups. When you're looking at indicators and you're looking to load one, if you have an indicator that you already have on your computer that you can use, you can pull that indicator in and notice that the values can be identified all the way up to 10 inputs, and that you can use outputs from that indicator all the way up. So values 1 through 8 are available to you to use, but anything over this, you won't have the ability to see. So if that's the case, then you probably will need to have a bridge built to help you to integrate that indicator in. So there are always limitations on things, but for now, this satisfies 90% of all of the indicator values that we've seen. And bridges are pretty straightforward and usually take us anywhere from 1 to 2 hours to build for you if you need that done. So if you need to have a configuration done by us, or if you need to have help, you can click this button right here and it'll allow you to schedule some time for our technicians or for us to come in and help you get set up and configure your indicator so that it works on your specific application. We try to make things as easy and convenient for you as possible. Here's the indicator value example. Notice on the scanner itself, the value of the indicator will be the relative strength number. So it prints the number of the relative strength on the scanner window itself. I was just showing you an example of that. Alligators. Yeah, there's one. I'll load it up. Alligators across of 3 moving averages, okay? So you've got setups that allow you to identify the convergence and then the breakout. So whenever you see the fast cross over both of the slow or so forth, then you're looking to get a bullish or a bearish sentiment. And then it's going to stay that way as long as the envelope of your crosses stays. So you can see this is a very strong and smooth breakout, and you can see on all time frames how that was the case right there, okay? Make sense? Very, very smart. So under the configuration, if you edit the alligator configuration, then you can see a strong signal. It's the only one that we've got. It's identified. Let me turn that back on and edit it. We're looking at alligator 3, alligator 2, and alligator 1. What does that mean? Well, if you were to look at the actual rule itself, then alligator 3, okay, refers to the output item 3 on your data window. So if we were to pull up our data window, and you can see back here, which I have covered up with all these examples. This is 3, output 3, 2, and 1. If we remember that, let's pull that back. No, it's still covered. I have to close that one too. Then what we're looking for are these outputs here. So by moving my mouse around, you can see I have output gator jaws. Well, that's output 1. Gator teeth, output 2, or gator lips, that's output 3. Okay. If I were to hover my mouse over any of these indicators, you can see, well, that's the jaw. Okay, so that's number 1. That's the blue line. This is the teeth, and that's the lips. So the fast moving average is the green one, and that's the gator 3. So gator 1, gator 2, gator 3. And that's what we're looking for. So when we go into the configuration and edit it, simple. You see I've got Gator 3, which is the fast. If I've got my lips greater than my jaw and my lips greater than my teeth, that's a bullish consideration. If I have the lips less than the jaw and lips less than the teeth, then I've got a bearish sell signal. All right, so straightforward. And what this does is it enables you to send yourself real-time notifications. You tick this box and it will automatically send you a notification via SMS, email, or your MT4 platform if you have all of that set up already. And you can click on this button, it'll take you to the members area, and it will automatically enable you on that device whenever this signal occurs, every time it occurs. So if this goes short, it'll signal. Then once it transitions from short to long, it signals and so forth. And so you will get notified of that event. And here you can see I have 4 charts. I have the alligator template loaded on each one. Easy peasy. And notice how within MT4 Professional, all the windows are always full screen. If I wanted to minimize this overall window, notice that all of my charts also minimize and maintain uniformity on the screen. And if I wanted to go big, or even if I wanted to hit F11 and go full screen, it's very, very easy and very straightforward to do using MT4 Professional. So we've gone above and beyond the call of duty to make sure that we're delivering a product that is very professional and giving you the easy use. You see a symbol that looks nice, like the dollar yen is bullish, click on it. That's all you got to do. One time click, it automatically changes all of the charts to the time frame that you're looking at. Okay. Looking at these crosses, there's an incredible amount of trading opportunities that are available that you would have missed if you didn't see these setups. And all you have to do to very quickly see that these are set up properly is one click. You got 4 multiple time frame charts to evaluate. One click, and then you're right back in business again. Pound yen, yep, Aussie Swiss, and so forth. So it's that easy with MT4 Professional. Say, for example, that you wanted to see this mobile, that you couldn't be locked down on your computer and you need to go somewhere, say for lunch, but you didn't want to miss this trade setup. Well, keep MT4 Professional running on your computer and then pull up the browser on your mobile device. So all you got to do is pull the browser up in a little window, log into MT4 Professional's website. So click the sign in button from MT4Professional.com. It will automatically sign you into our members area. Within the members area, simply click on the real-time scanner button. When you're there, then you'll see that there's a list of scanners. If you have multiple computers or accounts, then you'll have a drop-down list that shows those. I only have one showing. It's my demo today. So I will click that demo, and when I click that, it's going to pull up in real time this scanner. So notice that the scanner is here, and it will update automatically as this updates and scans through. If there's any symbol that I want to evaluate or look at, and now this is on my mobile device right here, it's not my platform there, then all I have to do is watch this. If I click back, this is on the Aussie Swiss, I'm going to go right back to the Euro US dollar. Click on this on my mobile device. It changes the symbol on my computer, and it automatically retrieves a snapshot of the charts so that I can see, hey, what's going on? Looks like I'm still in a good trade setup. That looks great. That's exactly what I wanted to see. I don't have to rush back from lunch because I can see everything looks good. So say, for instance, you were out somewhere and you got an SMS message from our platform. You pull this up, you click on the chart, you see what the message was. You see that it was a valid condition based upon your alligator rules. You contact your broker, you make the trade. It's that simple. If you see something that you like, then save it. You can take snapshots with the click of a button. Within MT4 Professional, all you have to do is click the snapshot button. It'll automatically take and store your photograph in the cloud for any type of sharing and made available. So all you have to do is click on the snapshots button. You can see you can tag all of your snapshots. You can set them up with specific information. Like here are all of my Aussie dollar trades. So if I wanted to look at the trade setups using the Aussie dollar, what I did to do those, then you can set those up. If you found the one that you specifically liked, then you simply click the share button right here, copy that and paste it into your devices and share the link to that photo with everybody socially as well. All right. And if there's ever an update to the software, you'll always be able to find the most recent version right here on the top of your MT4 Professional members area. And if you ever need help from your home screen, number 6 of the onboarding process walks you through the documentation and help center. And that's this right here. We call it our knowledge base. And so you go through and it allows you to go through the installation and upgrade, the quick start, the setups, anything with regards to the configurator or your specific subscription here. So I wanted you to see that. It's all available. And if you have any questions or you need to enter a ticket about an issue that you're having, then just simply click this button to create a new support ticket. Or you can simply contact us at support@MT4Professional and we'll always be able to get back to you. Okay, so that about does it for the demonstration. I think I covered most of the things. Claudio, there are a couple of more polls that you wanted to share while we're getting these setups. Yeah, so single click integration of charts. Which feature of MT4 Professional do you like the best? The scanner, the traders network, the fact that it's mobile anywhere, anytime, multiple time frame technical analysis, how easy it is to set up and to use. I wish there was an all the above button, but there's not. So pick one that you think is the best, that you like the best. Give you a few seconds to type in your response. I'll continue to sip on my beverage of choice. After a certain percentage of people finish the scan, Claudio will close the poll and we'll see the results. But I think I already know what most people are going to select. Wow, multiple time frame analysis is the winner today. It's normally the scanner, but being able to look at and synchronize multiple time frames on a single chart is a big plus. So I can definitely see that. So the big winner, multiple time frames. Thank you very much. I think there's one more poll before we go on. Is that right? There it is. Are you currently using MT4 Professional? If you are, you probably love it. If you're not, you probably wish you could. So I'll give you that opportunity here very quickly. But usually some reasons you haven't had a chance. You want to know more. You're just not sure. Or you've taken a look at it and it's just not your cup of tea, and that's okay too. So I just want to say I use it and I love it. Of course, we developed it, so that's the whole idea behind it. If you don't like your own software, then why are you trying to sell it? So absolutely love it. I think that you would too. Once the results come back in, I think he gives about a minute for you to be able to input. Give us your feedback. Most of the people here haven't had time to try it yet. Looks like a couple of people want to know more, not sure if they need it, and one person's not interested. That's okay. And not one person, about 14% loving it. So we've got mostly new people here today, which is about typical. Most of the other people are probably in our traders network area, and that's fine. So let's go and make this very special offer so you too can get it started and involved with MT4 Professional. So of course, you know all the features and the value of each. This big price tag on the bottom is what we consider the value is for full featured MT4 or MT5 platform. Our exclusive Skype community access, unlimited configurations, SMS messages, and storage in the cloud, and pre-configured presets, all for almost 2,300. We've made that on a monthly subscription for about $194 per month. But because you're part of our webinar today, we've slashed the price in half. $97 a month. You have 14 days to try it out absolutely free. You sign up for a basic, platinum, or gold program. If you click on the link mt4professional.com/trial, you can get started right now. 14 days to try it out, the full software package. Everything is included for 14 days, absolutely free. Cancel anytime from the members area. All you have to do is go back into the members area, click the little wheel right here, go to your settings, okay? Go down into your subscription, and there's a big unsubscribe button right up here in the corner. Right up in the corner. That's all you need to do is click that unsubscribe button and you're done. And you can do that anytime in the 14-day free trial period, and you still continue to use your 14-day trial until the trial expires. But once you unsubscribe, it will cancel the billing and the automatic billing so that your credit card will not be billed at the end of the 14 days. Otherwise, like most people, if you love what you're seeing and you want to continue on, it's already ready to go, and it'll continue to charge your credit card this amount for the lifetime of your subscription. So lock in this 50% discount for the life of your subscription. It won't go up to $194 after 30 days. Nope, it's going to stay locked in and it won't change. mt4professional.com/trial. If you have any questions or comments, then you can send us an email to support@mt4professional.com. That's our email. They'll set up a ticket and all of our friendly staff will be able to get back to you within 24 hours of your sending it in. Okay. Are there any other questions or comments before we continue on? I'll be more than glad to go over them or show you any type of setups that you might have. If you have a specific configuration that you want me to show you, then I'll be glad to do that. That's what the demo is for, is to show. No, no more questions. Awesome. Okay, Jeff, I'll be glad to get back to you on that. And yeah, hopefully it'll be finished before the end of the day, because in working with them, they needed to set up some specific pages just for that, because it's actually going to be less than what you were hoping. So we were able to work with them on getting that going. So thanks for your information and interest on that, and we'll get that going for you. If it's not before the end of the day, it'll definitely be tomorrow. I mean, I can show any setup if you want. I can configure from any of the indicators that are right here. Just let me know. All right, that sounds good, Jeff. Okay, a lot of quietness going on out there. Maybe you don't know what to ask, and that's okay too. I'm just showing you that the system can be configured and set up to show you whatever results that you have going. I've shown you several examples. SMA cross, yeah, it's a simple. That's the, instead of the price crossing, this is just using crossing of moving averages. So you have in this case, you have a 15 period. I think that's what it is. 15 period. Usually it'll display on the screen. Yeah, there, that's a 15 period. And this one's probably a 50 period. Got a 15 and a 30 simple moving average. I don't know why it wasn't, I hover over it, usually it displays it, but for some reason that 30 doesn't want to display. On the rules, that's all it is. I set up I call it a SMA 1530 cross. It's the only rule that's there. I loaded the moving average and I set it to a simple moving average on the close and a 30 period. That's all I'm doing. So just look at the simple cross. The fast one's greater than the slow one. That's all you gotta do. If it's not one, it's the other. Notice all the different indicators that are available. These are the standard ones that come with MT4. All of these indicators are pre-configured and easy for you to set up directly using our configurator. If you have a specific indicator that is not part of a standard part, or if you purchased one or someone created one just for you, then you can use those indicators in MT4Professional. You just have to configure it yourself using these standard configuration setups. So I'll create my own. No, and I'll go in and pull a new indicator up and just pick from your computer, because you can see any of the variables are available from here. But if you just pick any from your computer, then find the computer, the data that you're looking to open. You'll find the indicator line to use. So the indicator line is given by the data output window. And the parameters are the parameters that you see when you pull up your indicator list. So for example, the moving average, these are all the parameters. So parameter 1, parameter 2, parameter 3, parameter 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And everything is a simple number. So in this case, you got a number 15, number 1. If it's a drop-down menu like this, then their numbers also. It's just the numbers start at 0. So for the first one, it's 0, 1, 2, 3. So for any pull-down list, it's always numerical. Same thing here, numerical, and so forth. So that's why they're all base defaulted to numbers. But if in some cases they become text fields, then you have to input a value, a text information that's going to be printed on your screen. Then you can change the settings here to a string. And then with that string, you can type in whatever string that it is you want. All right. And then you pull that in. And once you have this configured and set up, and the shift value, like I said, is a delay in time. So this allows you to look back in time on the previous data and compare it to current data and so forth. Okay, so that indicator comes up, okay, as an input value. And I can now compare that value if that zigzag triggers greater than a certain value, in our case 0. Then this is a bullish condition, because I know that that signal, this particular output signal for that indicator, alert 1, is bullish whenever that triggers, so it goes off greater than 0. If output line 2 triggers, then that is bearish. So I go back to that same. Oh, no. Same setup, but instead of using line 1, I'm going to use line 2, because the bullish signal is line 1 and the bearish signal is line 2. There. So bearish signal line 2 greater than 0. Notice that the values are already part of my pull down menu. See how simple that is to create, set up, and to use. Give it a name. And now I have my test color rule configured for my hourly chart. I also want to have a 4-hour chart. Select the same color rule, and it's ready to go. Look at that, multiple time frames, just like that. Couldn't be any simpler. You save that, you set up a scanner list pre-configured from any of my other settings. Okay, set up a chart. Go and set a chart from previous setups. Yeah, I'll do the EMA and price. That's 3 time frames. I didn't want this one. I only have 2. Hourly and 4-hour. I don't want them horizontal. I want them vertical. There we go. I want this one over here to be my hourly. This one my 4-hour. And I don't want EMA and price. I don't know which one to use because this is just set up, but I don't know. I'll pull momentum up because I don't know any other one to use. Oh, I haven't put a name for it. See that? It's so smart. Test. That's real creative, isn't it? There it is right there. See, it came up in my customs created by you section. If I load it, it automatically, whoa, that's a lot of noise. I think I chose the wrong one. That was a lot of messages. I think I configured it to send me a message. Did you hear that? Let me go back in and edit that. I think I picked the wrong one. Under the test, I think I just picked the wrong indicator. Let me pick another one. I don't know. Maybe this one. I hope this one doesn't do the same thing. I also want to get the other one. That one. Yeah. So in this case, bulls, and then my other condition will be bears. Yeah. Let's see if that'll happen. There we go. That's much better. So I've got the same setup. I'm looking for bullish or I'm looking for bearish based upon the bulls or the bears indicator, which I don't know because I've never used it before. I just pulled it in just to show you that it could be done. And these are the momentum charts set up over on the right. So I'm not, these don't go together. But I was just showing you how to set it up and to configure it and to use it. Well, thank you very much for your time and attention. It's been great. I'm going to go ahead and head out now. If you do want to contact us, support at MT4Professional.com to get started with your very own copy for 14 days, absolutely free. Just simply click on the link, MT4Professional.com/trial. And I look forward to seeing you in our members area. Take care, and you guys have a great rest of your week. And we'll see you here at the same time, 2 o'clock on Monday. And in about 2 weeks, every 2 weeks, we have this class. Bye for now.